This is a question posed by Stephen Sheridan. Stephen Sheridan, please.
Since the candidates represent a political class which has brought this country to the brink of financial and moral bankruptcy, why should we vote for any of them?
And that question to James Arbuthnot.
He's a politician.
Yes, I do admit I'm a politician. I don't admit that I've had a huge amount of part in bringing the country to the brink of financial bankruptcy. It's for you to judge whether I've had a part in the moral bankruptcy. The financial bankruptcy, I think, I've already said this evening, we passed on to the Labour government the best economy in Europe. We rescued the country in 1979, the last time Labour was in power. We're going to have to do it again. And unless you end up with a serious Conservative majority, there's no real point in voting, it seems to me, because we might well find that a hung Parliament would lead to financial dithering, no decisions on anything, and I would be seriously concerned that the pound would be under pressure, our defences would collapse, and the country would be in even worse difficulty than it is at the moment. But am I a member of a political class, along with Denzil and Barry? Yeah, I suppose so. You've got to have someone running the government, and you could go and sulk in your tent and not vote for any of us. But one remark that I last heard used when I was canvassing in Hartley Witney was, if you don't vote, don't complain.
Henry Chandler.
Yes, I think that I would admit to being a member of a political class that politics is one of my hobbies, so to that extent, it's true. One of the things that is often said to me, as though it were an insult, is that you politicians are all the same. I actually have to agree with that statement. We are all the same, the vast majority of us at least, in that we are in this game, if you like, because we believe we can do something. We may not all agree, well, we certainly do not all agree about what is the thing we should be doing, but we are offering ourselves here because we believe we can do something to help you. We can do something to help the country. We are offering ourselves to it, admittedly not in this environment, to a degree of abuse from the public for something that we do not have to do. So yes, we're all the same, and I'm proud to claim it.
Denzil Coulson.
No, we're not all the same. I'm sorry. I mean, what you've had in this country is the same old red-blue teams for the last 65 years that has caused the financial and moral bankruptcy. I definitely agree with that. The banks are not brought into account. We are held hostage by the banks in the same way that we were held hostage by trade unions in the 1970s. And the fact that the banks could hold a gun to the economy, as Nick Clegg had said, and forced us to bail them out, because if we didn't, we would have had and gone over the economic precipice. And seeing a political class that abused their expenses was unbelievable. There were also 6 MPs in my own party that did the same, and I made my objections very strongly clear. That's one of the reasons I ran as a candidate, because as a teacher and as an ordinary person whose wife also has been struggling to get work in this country, I felt that I had to do something about it so that people have a real choice to vote for. You know, you do not have to vote for the red or blue team. You can vote for us, who have not been in power for 65 years. We predicted what would happen to the economy if the bubble went unchecked in the housing markets and the banking and so on. So if you want real change, we do need a balanced parliament. I completely object to the Conservatives talking down the economy. Unless you vote for us, the economy is going to go down, or the pound is going to go down, or riots are going to happen. That hasn't happened in Germany, and they've had coalition government since 1949. I strongly object to that, that there is this sort of blackmail from the Conservatives that unless you vote for them, all hell will break loose. That's the politics of fear. And what we offer are the politics of hope, that things can change. It doesn't have to be the same, it can be different. And if we're working together, there are things that I've agreed with James on tonight. There is no reason why we cannot form a coalition government on common ground on many issues. But to presuppose that one party should dictate the agenda, I strongly disagree with, because it's that sort of short-term agenda to try and keep yourself in power that's caused the cycles of boom and bust in the economy, and we've had some of these worse fluctuations in a country like Germany. So we need to bear that in mind when looking at the arguments. Are you going to respond to a politics of hope that Nick Clegg represents and a positive agenda of the 4 key areas that we propose, or are you going to respond to the politics of fear? And that is the choice in this election.
Thank you.